Well, this is about life being short, I mean, it's short. If you look at billions of years, right? This is pretty short. If you even get 100, and quality of life is awareness. What's the peak? What's the peak awareness of your life? As we get older, do we get more in tuned? Do we even care? Can we even be in tuned? Yeah. You have to drift a little. It's important to drift. I think about all the people that have passed that I knew. And soon I will be one. And when your tears are in your eyes, I can connect with you. It's just that simple. You can just think of the spirit, of the soul of the person you knew, the suit they put on, the character that they played. But the person you knew, the being, the soul, the spirit, the spark. The spark. And life throws us difficulties because we're in the physical. There is so much going on. It's quite amazing, actually. I mean, there are healing technologies that are kept hidden. Like you would be in a room and there would be a device that would basically rip time apart and pull all the toxins out of your body. And it exists. There are things that we just can't comprehend in this beautiful being, Earth, that we live on. It's extraordinary. With other beings living underwater also. Not just the moon and Mars. We've been to all these places. We can travel in depths. We can go to the moon. We can go to Mars with our ARVs. They call them alien reproduction vehicles. There's alien life out there. The planet interacts with some. But what it comes down to is, it's belief. What do we believe? It's always about that. What do we believe? The only thing, if your eyes tear up, that's it. And just know you're an eternal being. You're already living forever, already. Remember, all books are unlimited, but yet all books are limited. People are lying today, yesterday, a week before, thousands of years, for thousands, distorting things for power and gain. Nothing has changed. When you cry, that's the only thing you need in your back pocket, is to remember that comes from your heart. That's what's important. To forgive yourself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. That includes my ego. And somebody might think, well, aren't you egotistical now? We have to forgive our past. That's so important. That's a big one. You can just send out light. Just think about it. Like all the people, our grandfather, our greats, all the chain, the family tree. Not to just forgive them, but to also forgive the people that did things to them. Let's go a little farther out, like a chain letter. Let's go all the way out to the end. And you could just say, well, I forgive everybody, and that's good enough. And that's fine. It's just how we perceive. how we perceive. Do we perceive it with time, delicacy? Do we even look? Do we even care? Our tears are connected to our heart. That's so important. It doesn't matter really what's going on, as long as we know and are aware on some level that we're connected to the other side, to this side. See, this is a creator school. You're in a creator school. Yeah, most people don't really know. Earth, this is an experiment. You're a lab rat. I'm a lab rat. Now, technically we were created, and we would refer to that as being lab rats. You know, if we create something in a lab, that's what you call a lab rat. And that's what we would label that as. But we were genetically altered for a higher consciousness. And the reason all these other races are on this planet, because there's planets just with singular races, and they only incarnate in a singular race energy. Here, we're incarnating with all the races from all the Milky Way from all the whole universe, the whole galaxies. That's why there's so many different races, like languages and all of these things. This is the grand experiment. Everything has been brought into this planet and seeded, if you will. Even with aqua-looking human beings that live way under, that swim. Other beings that are on this planet that were here before we were, in the water, and they're surviving. There's unimaginable things that we can't even comprehend. So every being is in this planet invested something. It's like the United Nations, the part of it. Some aren't in it, and some, so we're like that. Other beings and races have put into, like we have a canine tooth. That's from a race with dog features. They're on a planet like that. See, if they just landed and walked out, you'd be shocked, or you think it was something from Hollywood. See, Hollywood, we've been implanted with this, science fiction, little truths in there to plant, everything's thrown in the subconscious. So it rises our consciousness to be able to understand, yes, there are ETs and other beings out there, and they're not all out to get us. In fact, they're looking over us. We're an experiment, this earth. We're genetically altered for a higher consciousness, an ascension, a creatorship, if you will. What movie, the ego can really ride with this? I want to be God. I want to be Superman, right? I want to be that and fly. Who wouldn't want to be Superman? Impervious, right? That's essentially what the experiment is for your spirit, to become a creator, to create. It's just like how they travel. They use their mind and telepathy. Other beings, telepathy with their mind. They don't even talk. They just download a week's worth of information in your head. Boom. They don't even say a word. Or they'll give a symbol, and the symbol means like all of this. There's a lot going on in the spirit realm, but this is a creator school. So you're in school. If you're on Earth, you're in school. You send yourself back. You look at the news, all these people are doing these crazy things, beating people up, running a car into a store, stealing everything. So when these people die, they're going to say, wow, yeah, oh God, I did that. And we're going to see that from every person's perception, from every angle. Everything is recorded on the other side. Everything is lost on this side, but nothing is lost on the other side. The other side is more physical, it's more real than this side. You could say this side is a dream, in a sense, but we're in a physical reality with other physical reality of beings. See, they all know about spirituality. They all are from the source. The source is everything, as we call it God, but we charge the word God, on this planet with the books and etc. But if you look at the whole universe with other planets and other beings. See, we're all from the source. We're all sparks, different. We're all different sparks. So they all are incarnating at these levels. So we're an experiment. That's the experiment. It's an ascension level. This planet will become the beacon. I talked about that before with the flag, and every country will be a star on the flag. And people will see this planet as, wow, you're going to Earth. Man, there's a line to get in. Because see, it'll be easier to be a creator when there's not all the violence and killing and bombs. I've seen this planet with absolutely no homelessness, no medical issues. There won't be hospitals and power places. It'll be a different type. The free energy and things like that, and the healing things. You won't need doctors and all that, and chemo labs and another cancer center opening. You won't need those. Those will not exist 1,000 years from now. It won't. I can see it. The other side is the trip, simultaneous time, portals, what's going on in this timeline, the physical one we live. That's why this Earth, the experiment, as they call it, we're in the corner over here as an experiment. The ETs have been looking over us for over 250,000 years, up to 1 million, or over even. I mean, longer than we can even imagine. And they're like, oh, they're going to attack us. Yes, things have happened. Yes, you've heard of things like the reptilians and things like this, and certain things. Everybody is part of the agreement. We even interact with reptilians. Humans and reptilians have walked by each other in a hallway. And one guy says, wow, it looks, like worried for, because that's like the first time. These things are happening. People are reporting of reputable reputations. Just like Brzezinski, which I talked about before, how the government came in and took his cure. And people were testifying of reputable reputations. So you can spot people who tell the truth, usually. But now we have AI. So just switching it with AI, I just want to remember the heart. All this technology, all these fantastical things that are kept from us. They call it full disclosure. So that's going on. We could only handle so much. I mean, if you gave free energy, that would eliminate like so many jobs. Of course, you don't drill for oil and all that. That's so reduced back to nothing. And then if you have a healing chamber, you just go to the place, you walk in, you're healed, all those toxins out, There might be some other places to adjust, and then pretty soon it's just boom. So all those people don't have jobs. I mean, these are realities, These are realities. So that's why they're hidden, because it would, national security and money, government, so they, you're going to disrupt all that? That's difficult. So it just comes down to us realizing it and doing work on this side and the other side of the simultaneously. And to be aware, And just to see the visions. Like today is 9/9/2025. And I've been having like 911s and seen those a lot. And those are actually could be perceived as good things too. Not because we equate 911 to emergency, and catastrophe. But also, if you do see that on a clock, that's not saying to you that there's an emergency. It could be a very powerful, pivotal acknowledgement that like you're exactly in the spot you're supposed to be in. Don't worry about it. Because sometimes like I'll over worry with PTSD. So, because my mind can, it can race fast from PTSD, obviously. You can hear it. I listen back. I'm calm and I go up and down. So it's difficult. Most people won't even share these opinions because they're outlandish. They are contrary to certain things. Maybe I say one thing and it's just the mind shuts down because that's how the negative programming works. So I sort of see that like with news and how everything's a program, everything. You go to a concert. Oh, here's your program, what we're going to play. You're even programmed while you're being hurt. Everything you hear is a program. Everything that's everything. You can't stop anything. We live in a highly programmed, particled world of particles, held together like this. And then when we pass on, it's, the tight shoe is off our foot. We transfer with life review. So Creator School, it's all about that, our life review. What are we going to do? Are we going to believe anything? Do we even care? How do we know? I don't have the faith that this person has. See, we're taught, if you don't believe exactly the way this book teaches, exactly, then something's wrong with you, or you are demonic, and we will judge you in some way because you deviated out of the book. Whatever book it is, whatever book. Buy my book. This will help. Well, I bought your book and it didn't work. Well, I have book 2, but book 2. See, if you buy book 2, okay, just remember your eyes and your heart, and that you're a being lives forever. You were never born, and you never will die, and you always exist. Always. You're a consciousness now. See, if you realize you've been every race, you're so close to creatorship. It's unbelievable. You're so close. You say, "Oh, you're so close. That's what. Oh, if I could just reach it." No, okay, you already are spiritual. You cannot get any more spiritual than you already are. But you just said, "If I reach close," how do I graduate this school? Well, you feel feelings, which is emotions. You balance that out. You understand the negative polarities, the center of it. You move energy, and you become a creator. You create with that energy. You manipulate energy. Like pretend you're on Star Trek, the holodeck. Boom. If you're familiar with that show, the holodeck. It's a place where your energy creates, like you're in a room you're in right now and you can't tell the difference. Feels real. But there's safeguards in place where you can't die in the holodeck. Yeah, just being in creator school, you can create though, like the holodeck. So you create a realm. Create a realm. That's why this earth is so unique. It has everything. Everything. It has oceans, mountains, land. It just has everything. All these kinds of animals came in from different planets. Some were here, obviously. Some were here. Some were created here, and some were brought in from other planets. So people don't know that. But does that matter? Does that story even matter? I mean, I'm just trying to get up, pay the bill and get some food, right? I mean, I'm recording this so I don't forget. I don't want to forget because I already know what I created with my friend that passed on already. But just in case, it'd be like, oh yeah, Jehun, I remember. So this is Creator School. If you come to Earth now, I mean, this is threading the needle. This is the biggest role of a spirit's life when they come here. And some, that's why they don't want to be here, because it's difficult. It's difficult. It's not easy. Losing people and trying to figure stuff out, trying to survive. I mean, there's panic involved, anxieties, there's pressures. How do I navigate that? If I'm so spiritual, shouldn't I just walk in this peace all the time? Right? Shouldn't I just, be like that religious figure? Or that guru? If you're a human being, you have feelings and emotions have lag time. We can change our mind in an instant, but feelings can drag. That's what we learn. See, we're unlimited beings. We don't know what it's like to be limited. That's what it's like to be limited. Wow, how confining. It's almost like being thrown into a little baby and they don't want to be in there, so they wait until it comes and borns with the umbilical cord outside. Then the spirit jumps in before the umbilical cord is cut. They can still make it. They just want to not experience the suffocation part, being thrown in there, because they know they're unlimited being and they're being almost like drowned in a sense. Like that's what it's like to them, to us when we're in there. But see, we want to go fully, the full. It's like, yeah, you want to go for the full. So the full human experiences, you're in there before you come out of the womb. Because if you don't make it, that's stillborn, and it didn't work. It changed their mind. The being said, no, I don't want it. That can happen. Contracts can be canceled, just broken like that. We don't want to break contracts when we're alive, like try to take ourselves out, because then we'll try to jump back in our body, and that creates so much wreckage. So if we realize our karma that we can create, also, we can create karma while we're here. And we've had, in our past, we've created karma. So we could do it, and we've done it in our past, and we can do it in our future if we're not mindful of our walk. But that doesn't mean we don't feel all this realm's distortions and mud and negative energies. And don't tell me, who to hate like that. So it's important when my eyes cry, I realize that I'm an eternal being that lives forever. This is Creator's School. There's another side of spiritual cycling. And we pick these lives, and there are bliss and there's love. And why do I want to come back? Because there's a higher ascension, which is a creatorship, being a creator, creating from this earth, something from this earth that you can create in a holodeck. I'll just say it like that. It's more real than this. A rose can always smell perfect like that. Well, won't I be bored? See, do it with another result that happens here on this planet. See, maybe you're going to purify oceans at the same time. See, there's no limitation. It's unlimited. That's why we come here, to be limited, to know what it's like, because we're unlimited. We don't know what it's like to be limited. So we pick these bodies to learn. And now it's another level to ascend. The carnation cycle. Singular planets. Now we have this experiment with all these different races. See, I'd rather think of those type of things. My eyes, my heart. I'm a being that already lives forever. Nobody can capture my soul. I don't need to do anything. Oh, I have to be such a good person to go to, the bliss, the heaven. To see these words we label, it's energy center, the source. We're human. That's the most important thing to remember. With the eyes and that we live forever. We're human beings. See, we're limited with shortcomings, flaws, our inner critic, our inner child. There's codependencies, there's narcissism, being narcissistic. There's all kinds of things. Being passive aggressive. The news is passive aggressive. Oh, they just talk to you like they're your friend, but really they're so aggressive because they stir the hate gene up. I just wanted to throw that in there. The news is very tricky. My heart, I just shine a light with politics and religion. I just shine a light. That's fine, you believe everything. That's fine. It's funny though how I'll be the crazy one. That's fine. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. Because I've had too many synchronicities. I mean, when I was on that couch, just listening to that upload, the first upload I ever did, which was the PTSD, synchronicities, 11, and then I just listened to it, and then I wasn't even looking at the TV, and I just get the remote and hit pause. And it was 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds. And I'll put that picture up right here and the variations I took at the time with my camera. Because I just thought that was that. I didn't sit there and say, oh, let me try to stop it here. I will go under a lie detector and say that exactly the way it happened. Sat on the couch, I did look at it. Anyway, the TV doesn't have the time on it anyway. It's just an hour went by and 11 minutes and 11 seconds. I just happened to hit it, pause. That's just like when I went into the washer and dryer room, when I told you that story. Many times I tell it, the first time I started seeing these 11s, it's been going on, 8 months to a year, and I was just going crazy, whatever it was. And then I start the washer, hour and 38 minutes. I go to the couch. I'm just really upset. I have no idea what's going on. And I say, fine, if this is true, then I want to see 111 when I go in there. I'm going to go in there right now, and I want to see it. So I get up on the couch, I go through the, one room, and I open the door, and there's 111 on the washing machine. And I was like, let me get my phone. I was like, and my phone was in my pocket. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't see the time. Well, it didn't even. It wasn't nothing even about time. It was the washer. I don't know how much time. Okay, okay. 111 minutes from 138. What is that? Okay, So that's how long I sat there. But I'm not timing it. I'm not timing that. And then I heard, now you get it. Yeah, and then just short time after, it was like, now you get it. I mean, it's just a comforting kind of. I didn't think I even said it right enough. It was soft, like a cloud. That's how it felt. But it's like, I guess I heard it psychically. Oh, you're hearing voices. Yep, check that box. That's fine. Check the box. I would check the box. Yeah, I heard something. Check. So I know you would question your sanity, right? But when that happened, I questioned my sanity because I demanded it. I was thinking the arrogance. So I was just like blown away, really. I think, you mean that and that? You mean I'm not like dreaming that? I mean, it all came down because I've had like a lot of 11s. Okay, waking up 11:11 p.m. Waking up 1:11 a.m. 12:12, 10:10. I've had 10:10s. Sometimes even a 1001. Like on my speedometer of the car. I talked about that. The speedometer. I just, I was stopped. Obviously, I just looked down. Oh, 101010. Oh, and then there was another one. I'll put in there. And then, so sometimes, so I could start going crazy. I'm like, okay, well, somebody would say, well, that doesn't mean anything. The time is just 10:01. But after like 8 or 9 months of strictest like 11:11, and then I would get like a 10:10 sometimes, and then some numbers would be like, I would get like, 555, or I would just start getting more, more numbers, So whatever it was, 3 months ago. Yeah, still with the old washer and dryer. I know I got confused, but still old. I start the washer and the dryer up different, hour and 38 I think the washer probably had 50s in there, 50 minutes, right? They're different times. So I was sitting there watching TV. I got back up just to check after a period of time. It was a period of time. And there was 11 minutes left on the washer and 11 minutes left on the dryer. I mean, I didn't have my phone, and I was just like, I think I had a picture of 11 or something on one, but I think it changed or it's just like, you just catch it, 11:11. I was just like, whoa, that's like the humor, to me. It's like, it's like they're just saying, yeah, no, you didn't hallucinate it. See, it's just to remind me that, because the 111 blew my mind. And when our minds are blown, someone could just say, oh, that's debunked. And that's a program word for you to shut down and to reject the idea. When someone says that, like on TV, you believe it if that's your favorite person. See, you don't question anything. So that's what we do. So I just like, so I see the 11:11, and that just confirms the 111. And I was just thinking, God, like whatever it was 2 years ago, I was thinking, I was so upset. I was so upset. At the ones. I mean, because it started 3 years ago, and then 2 years ago, on the couch, I run in there, 111. Now you get it, right? That's the order. And I just think like, wow, I was so angry, demanding, so certain. I was reptilian, fight or flight. The PTSD already was screwing with me for 17 years. Remember that. My mind is fragmented from that. I mean, I'm driving down the road, and I don't know, it just was weird. I took out my phone. I know, but it was like electricity or something. So it was just weird how it caught it like that. But I know the camera moved and stuff, and lights will do that. So someone in photography would explain that, well, that's just because the camera moved in an aperture and it created the illusion of, But anyway, this is how it looks, and it was just this. I just get stuck. Like I turn on the radio once, and it just says, "Thank you, Daryl." Now that was really weird. Like I just turn it on, and it said, "Thank you, Daryl." I was just driving on the highway. This is like I was driving 20 minutes and I just turn it on. Just synchronicities. So I got to just remember for myself, like just, should, all those things that we should. But being human, I'm just perfectly imperfect. That's important, because I'm in a human body, I'm limited. I understand that. I'm a being that lives forever, and then I'm a creator. It's almost a paradox within itself in a paradigm, because how could I be a creator? What are you saying? Are you God? Or a spark of the source, like a drop of water from the ocean. The ocean is in the drop, the source is in the spark. You could say all the great leaders, including Jesus, was trying to show you the way. I just shine a light. Some people say it's the only way. If it's this way or that way. And everybody says it's, their side, whatever their side. I just know my eyes cry, I feel water, I connect. That's when you're in the heart. See? That's what creatorship school, that's the basis foundation right there. Right there. If you can have your heart in your eyes, and your eyes will shine the light out, see, then you can see the truth. The truth from you, that you're a reflection. We reflect. We're going to see everybody's perception when we pass away in the review. We will see them, how they're looking at us when we're doing something to them, or saying something, or cutting them off and we're going to see it all. We're going to see it all, everything. See, if we're aware that we're playing this character, see, we can be mindful that, oh, I'm playing a character. I'm a human being with flaws. I'm in this body. And yet at the same time, I can feel my heart in love and feel. See, the ego can get a charge out of that. That's okay. But when the ego says, I'm God, see, listen to me. See, stuff like it's like skating on thin ice. The ego is part of us. And I said that on other tapes, the hand opening and closing. When it's open, it's soft. That's when you can, like that you live forever. See, the ego could say, yeah. See, that's a good part of it. There's the ego right there. Part of it. And that's fine. That's the example. And that's as far as the ego goes. It's just you just write it as you can enjoy it with the charge of that. See, it's like adding a little pepper, or salt to something. That's what we manage. That's just like when we chew, our tongue and stuff, when we digest, our tongue creates an enzyme to help the food digest when we chew. See, it's a little piece, the enzyme, it's a little part of us, just like the charge, the little pepper and salt that we sprinkle from the ego. So the ego is a part of us, but it's like, 95%, it could go arrogant, foolish, jerk, you name it. Well, aren't you doing that now? So it's just tricky. The ego is part of us, though. Everything is part of us. We just forgive our whole entire selves, our whole past. That's so important. And then with our eyes, we realize that emotions have lag time. We forgive. We jump in people's bodies. Please forgive me, Daryl. I did not mean to do that to you. I'm sorry. And I say, I forgive you for doing that to me. You're forgiven. We'll move on now. As distasteful as it is, just do it like that. So I do it. I say this to myself. This is a message to myself. So when I get depressed, I could at least think, okay, I get it. There's a little hope. We need hope as humans. HUMYN. That's as far as I go. But my dear friend, mentor, who I connect with, who helped me create this beautiful realm, that I know when I pass away that I could see so many things. That's incredible. And the whole Milky Way lit up on our creation. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It exists. So now when people are incarnating around, they know about it. So now they realize, wow. You mean, okay, and then I could take care of all this and I can actually help be a creator to help this planet as well? Yes. See, there's no limits on anything like that. But if you have to feel, see, let's talk about feeling more spiritual. Oh, yeah, feeling more spiritual. When we get that feeling, that rush, the ego, it does that, and so we feel it and we like to connect to that. But we already are. See, we are as spiritual as we can get. We're maxed out. You already live forever. You're evolving. So maybe that's what it's looked upon. Like feeling more spiritual could be perceived as evolving higher, obviously, right? But you are already spiritual. You say like, well, if I do this meditation, if I do this practice, right? This ritual, this payment, my belief, if I do my belief, what I believe, I will get this, I will achieve this. I don't know, I look at things like this. We're an energy, negative, positive, that exists. We're a being that lives forever. We're in this body now. We've taken hundreds and thousands of lives just to learn one simple lesson sometimes. Hundreds, it could be, even for one lesson. We could get stuck. And that's why there's like hateful people. They just keep coming around. They get more hateful because they're like pissed off. They're trapped again. If you want to know why someone's hateful, if one recognizes that, they could disperse it. And they forgive it, forgive themselves, forgive their past. It could dissipate. And then when they cry, see, how could you want to hurt someone when you have love in your heart and eyes? That's the answer. That's the answer to every book. That's the unlimited part of the book. Everything else is limited. If you label it, identify it, categorize it, tell somebody, judge somebody, right, wrong, you shouldn't do it, it's written here. I just told you the eyes. If you're in the heart and the eyes, forget everything else. And you look at that situation, look at it through your eyes from your heart. It's a paradox both at the same time. You see it. And your ears. You can see. I don't want to forget to see. I'm human. I'm in a body. I panic. I'm decaying, right? Our body's decayed. That's a fact. We're not Superman on TV. Yet. When we pass through our body, if we can rid ourselves with the karma, we don't have to repeat it again. If we choose, we could actually come back. That's like another tour of duty. Like, oh, you're going on another tour? Like, you didn't have to. You know. There are people that, yes, my wife's a warrior. She wants to come back. Now me, I want to stay on the other side. It's like, I get it. It's like, I get it. I got to be every race. I get it. See, if you're looking at another race, like something negatively, you say something, you stereotype something, you look at something like that, your higher self will send you back as that race. And your mind will be wiped. This is the hardest part. This is the hardest school ever. That's why beings like, you're going to Earth, wow. But in 1,000 years, there's going to be a waiting line. See, there are beings that love so much on the other side, they will want to come and help Earth, regardless. They'll take on roles that are even harder just to protect you because they know you couldn't even handle it. So they'll take you to the edge, so to speak. And they'll help you from falling off. And they'll come into your life to save you, maybe. You know, we'll say someone died and they didn't save me there. You're a hypocrite. Why not? Why there? See, we could twist everything. Why that person? Because of their karma, because they made agreements already. These are hard things to understand, which this side cannot. The other side, they make contracts. Oh, I'm going to die at 4 years old or 20 years old or 108. That's how they look at things. It's unemotional. It's not, they understand. That's why they want to live the life, to live it, to feel it. So you could talk about it all you want, but if you don't go through Earth, you don't know. You do not know the pressure cooker, the hourglass that we go through. You don't know. So yeah, it's tough coming to Earth, trying to realize all these things. And we just want to, you know, have some peace. So our mind just will shut down, you know. So it's important to breathe, to know we're human. We make mistakes. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive myself. I'm going to be imperfect until I go. I'm going to make mistakes. That's the way it is. But I'm aware. See, it's the weight of the scale. If I remember something and I say, oh, okay, well, let me just put a little light on that. Okay, good. I put light on that. I can go now. That's it. It's simple as that. Doesn't have to be, you can make it longer, shorter, but acknowledging, I think, is important. So as long as it's acknowledged and taken care of in your mind. You know, forgive people in your mind if you think it's going to cause more stress. Just be a light. You know, just be a light. Forget everything else. Forget your own stupidity. Forget their stupidity. Just show up with a light. See, everything is planted. This is now planted in my subconscious. I just show up with a light. That's why I put these on there. For me, it's selfish. Okay. There's a lot of miracles, and that's what I'm going to stay with. We're human, our fantasies, everything. See, it's unconditional love on the other side. Unconditional love. Unconditional love on the other side. When you pass away, it's unconditional love. But we send ourselves back. I do. I send myself. You send yourself back. You can't send me, and I can't send you, and no one else can send you. Only you. And this all started just by saying, I'm tired of it. I don't want to come back. And that's when those 11 started 3 years ago. It was so weird. I said, I'm just tired of it. I don't want to be duped, fooled, bamboozled. I just want to know the truth. We can't know everything, obviously. I know a hair's worth on my head. And I have a lot of hair still. I haven't lost it all. I'm not, I was lucky. I still have some hair. So, we have to be grateful in what we have. When we complain about something and hear someone suffering out there with nothing. Should that make me feel better? Should I dismiss my feelings then? And that's not healthy. No, it's just being aware, though. Yes, it could be worse. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful that I can turn on, a temperature control. So I'm comfortable in a home where I live, you call home. It's just being grateful and to realize our eyes. And I don't want to hate. And don't tell me who to hate. That goes for politics. When we talk to people, you get a ballot in the mail and you fill it out, check a box every 2 years. That's it. And we just let that go to our heads. There's nothing we can really do unless we go in there where people are just be a light. See, if you're light, you won't be nasty. But it's a nasty arena. Well, if everybody's light, then everybody's light. And nasty people will be less and less and less. More light, less nasty. So coming down from the negatives, I'd like to be on the positive, But recognizing my own, I did that. I could feel myself getting irritated like a couple days ago, and I was like looking at myself and I couldn't stop it. It's like my body was, I know these frequencies and vibrations and everything that we live in. All these waves are surrounding us and these distortions and, and what's true and what's not. And, how do you know what happens? And, that's not what I was told, or that's completely different, or that sounds somewhat familiar. Take what you want and you leave the rest. See, I just did this for myself, so I remember that, just to, when I meet people of different races. Yes, I could could actually see people that are different color. Yes, I know. When I have eyes that could see. If I'm blind, then I couldn't. And they'd have to tell me, I'm this. Or maybe they don't. They just talk to me. See, maybe that's an interesting thing. If I'm a blind person, do they go up and just say, I'm this person? I'm a white person, or I'm a black, or I'm an Indian, do people announce that? I don't know. I think people just go up and talk like, hi, I'm Daryl. So I don't know. I think when I go out and see that I know that I've been every race, right? And I can see, let's say you don't know how it is if you haven't lived that. Well, of course, I'm this race right now. And of course, that's exactly how it is, right? In this timeline, But in past lives, see, maybe I was that race for an hour, Maybe I was just in the womb and I didn't even come out and I was a stillborn. Or maybe I lived, 1 year old or 50 years old, or who knows. But every race, see, if you realize that you have, then you have. And you don't have to come back anymore because you reflect light out. You don't let people pull you in with their negativity. See, they're like rivers of negativity. They say something negative, and see, there's a truth in there that you agree with in your core. And that's what they attach you. They like throw a hook at it, and then they support me because I'm part of that hook. But yet they're carrying this negativity, and you tolerate it because you're the core belief. So you keep on the core, you let it go, but if we realize that I don't want any negativities, we go through a healing temple. All the lights go through us. I've channeled those lights around this earth, pulled it in from the temple, from the other side, through my heart, out of my eyes, my hands, and my feet, into the planet, into the being, restoring the earth, around all the earth, and then from the center of the earth expanding out the whole Milky Way, lighting it up in all the universes and multiverses and constructs, everything. Everything lit up, everything changed. I felt the balance change. I felt it light up. There was a frequency shift. I felt it in my body. I felt myself linked to it, like hooked in. Like it was a knowing that, yes, Earth is a creatorship school. That's the experiment of incarnation cycle. People, I say people, other beings, or people or other beings, other ETs, beings. We're all ETs, beings and bodies. Okay, everybody. They incarnate, they die, and they come back. Now, some are light beings, and some are different things, and some have different cycles because they've been different progressions. But this whole new thing, with what my friend and I created, is incredible, because it also helps this planet. And after this planet, it can help other planets. And it works with other energy sources, which is see, when you're born, you have a being with you. It works with those other beings. And we label those as angels and guardian angels, but our energy sources are beings. Let's not let our minds snap shut if we mention something from a book or something, because then you must believe everything if you say it. See, all these books have little things, just like movies have things in them. See. But then you'll say, oh, are you discrediting the book? Are you minimizing? See, everything is, I just shine a light. Take what you want. See, I take what I want. Oh, that's a good thing. It just hit me. It unlocked my mind. I like that. That made sense out of that book. Oh, that must mean I believe entirely every word, and then it's ordained and sacred, and don't touch anything. And if I argue with one phrase, something is wrong, and I must be cured of that or something. It doesn't make sense to me. People lie. People put these books together. If we can't even know the truth about the smokestack on the moon. Someone will say, well, that's fake. In 1968, they'll say that's fake. So I've made other things I haven't even uploaded yet, so this is the third one I haven't. So if this makes it, then the other two did. So I don't know if I'll even, this is for myself. But, like if I were to go, then okay, here's your crazy uncle. You can see this channel. I don't advertise. I'm not out there. I just let the synchronicities happen. And when they happen, they happen. Just like today is 9/9. Okay? I've seen a lot of that, and it's 6/6 upside down with 9/9. So they say like, oh, 6/6. Well, everything's upside down. It's 9. Like I had one that was like 611. I was like a 911. Things could be like reversed. See, everything's a mirror. So don't forget the mirror's a reflection. See, the other side is funny. They have a sense of humor. Just like when I paused the tape, that astounds me. That's like the first time I was demanding, those 111, 2 years ago, right? Oh, and then I had a 1414. That's on the new washer and dryer. The 14, I just walked in, there was like 14 minutes and 14 minutes. And there were different times. I was just like, whoa. And I don't do the military time, so I never see 1414 like that, Maybe on a timer, I might see it like a 1414, I don't know. But that was the first time I can remember. So all these synchronicities. If it wasn't for these synchronicities, it's like the humor, So when I paused it like that 1 hour, 11 minutes, in 11 seconds, I just was, I'm like sleeping almost. I'm just listening sideways. I'm not even looking at the TV. I'm just listening just to see how it sounded. And I know how it sounds. Okay, fine. But, we judge ourselves. If we judge people, everything's going to be looked at from other people's eyes. If we get that concept down, wow. But the 111, when I was on the couch and just reached for the remote and paused it, I was like, well, it was like the same thing. But it was like, it's just like pillows and clouds. It was just this comfort of love. Like, don't worry. Because I think that's my mom's gene. She worried, a lot. And I could tell because I do that. So I think that was like a communication. Because the odds of that were like, I think even if I were trying to like pause it so I don't know what happened. I think it just, something happened on my phone. I'm just seeing where I'm at. I have no idea where I'm at. Totally lost. I know I'm talking about being human. I'm probably talking about something. The PTSD will just kind of snap my mind a little bit. But I think I was talking about the synchronicities and just being my mind being blown with the 1 hour, 11 minutes, 11 seconds. I mean, that's amazing when I'm on the couch, you know. And then, I mean, I just roll over. I hadn't paused it at all. And I just wanted to go to the bathroom and I hit pause and wow, I was like, whoa. So that kind of blew my mind. And then I was just still in amazement, you know, like, so when stuff happens like that, it just, like, am I questioning my sanity again? You know, because it is difficult. I have these downloads and, well, does that make a difference in my life? See, if I'm in creator school, it's about knowing that I'm a being that lives forever, really feeling that, like, yeah, I feel it. Even though I'm in this decaying body, like, I understand that. I'm in this body, emotions and feelings, and then I move energy, manipulate it, so to speak, to be a creator from the heart through the eyes, from what I heard through my ears. We create because we're creative. Look at the earth and what we create here. We're creators here. Well, that's why they did it like this. Free will, the highest level of incarnation cycle, of spiritual uplifting, to be a creator, a spark of the source. You can create a realm of love, of peace. See, people will be rushing in because they're going to do that. People will be visiting other people's realms of love. See, there's beings that want to be that. They want to be a creator to create through love. They want to know what it's like, so they have to come to Earth. They come to Earth. That's why there's 8 billion now. This is like, you know, they want to help. They realize it, that this is a creator school. This is the experiment, you know, and it's hard. It's a difficult experiment. But I could say it's achieved. It's achieved it now. And it's beautiful. You can reflect light. See, that's what I want to remember when I hear this. I don't want to be programmed with hate. I'll let someone go in traffic. Go ahead. You know, just be light. I just want to be present with light. Light. Thank you. We love ourselves. We send love out. I just want to walk in that. Yes, I know all that goes around me. Remember, in the eye of the hurricane. Yeah, just be centered. It's good to be centered. Be in the center. Your heart. You have angels and guides that guide you. Hold your hands out. Let them hold your hands. If you have tears in your eyes, you can soar into that realm. So you're not alone. I know we think we're alone. No one's in the room. There are spiritual beings with you. They're just not in the body anymore. And you can have visions of hopes and dreams. And justice, you know, while we're here on this earth. And now I have a way when I finally pass away one day, whenever that'll be, that I could still help this earth. See, when babies are born, they'll have the crystallized eyes already. They'll have a karmatic shield. They'll understand all of this and more. So they're going to do good. They're not going to break a car window and do negative things like that. They'll be builders of the heart. Builders of the heart. See, most people just want to say, I just want to get to bliss. Yeah, but if you get to bliss, don't forget Earth. Don't forget, you can still do something over here, from over there. Just like over here, I'm doing something over there. It's a two-way street. You know, Somebody would say, who's telling you this? How do you know the metaphysics, engineering, mechanics of this blueprint? How do you know it works this way? Like when you pass away and all this, right? How do you know it's more physical? How do you know that this is a creatorship school, this earth, with all this stuff going on? Because we've lived all these lives and we created negativities. We've done negative things, which we call karma. Negative things. We've, who knows, hurt people in all kinds of ways. We have to fix that. We have to pay that back. We have to counteract that balance. Everything is yin and yang. Everything. That's why like this 3D planet is the greatest slingshot effect. In 1,000 years from now, people will want to race into Earth, to live it, because to go through the school of life and heart and to be the ultimate creatorship. You see, it'll just get higher and higher. Once all the hate goes out of this earth and the missiles and the guns and the stabbings, the technology changes. But right now we're here, so we got to come back to now. See, we don't want to be kicked out where we live, right? We live in the here and now. You know, we're not under the secret military base with all the technology, okay? You know, we're in the real world. So that's why when I listen to this back, I'll just realize, oh yeah, it's okay. I just shine a light out to all the ETs. And I use the healing temple as a pulse from the center of the earth out to light up. A whole wave went through every construct. That's our Milky Way galaxies, universes, multi-universes, through every construct. From Earth, I sent out a wave. Waves, pulses, pulses, pulses. The Earth is a living being. Pulses. See? We're unlimited. We're unlimited beings. It was funny to see this Milky Way lit up. I was like, whoa, okay. It was like connected, like all the beings, like, whoa, like just like wind hitting you, like a crisp air wind with mist, you know, and it just, right? That's like the first wave that went out from the center of the earth, from the healing temple that we will go through when we leave our body. But we send ourselves back to fix the traumas, the contracts that we break, the wreckage. If we have any of that, if we haven't forgiven that, we got to learn those lessons. See, it's all about, see, we took it on. We took it on. We pay back karma by hard lives too. We've talked about that in other tapes. So it's just about the heart and the eyes. To keep focused on that in the eye of the hurricane. To relax that I'm human, that I'm flawed, that I'll make mistakes. Not to overanalyze myself, but to be present. To listen. To be empathetic. Read the room. See. Empathetic. Empathy. Compassion. Gentleness. I don't have to fix them. They don't have to fix me. We just share our hearts, our uniqueness of love, and meet in the center. That's when we breathe, the in and out, the moment, like the light switch. I talked about that. The moment you breathe and switch directions, that moment of switching, the moment that's the circle, the nucleus of that. That's where the scale tips on. It's the weight of the scale. So it has to be exactly even. I have to do everything so perfect to get to heaven. See, we have this built-in programming. No. It's about recognizing that we are human, that we are flawed in a limited body. To recognize it, to be aware. Yes, I acted like a jerk. I just want to shine light out now. All right, let me catch it again. I screwed up again. That's okay. That's okay. I'll try to stop it this time. That's okay. That doesn't mean I beat myself up. Take the gloves off. We're not perfect. See, I'm doing psychology on myself. It's reverse psychology now. Now I'm going to do reverse psychology. Okay. Look, I just remember the miracles. You know, keep it simple. Right? Yeah, nothing's simple. You're just rattling on, and you're talking about keeping it simple. Yeah, I got PTSD. I've suffered that for 20 years. Forgive me. I have a mental condition. I don't go around advertising it. Okay? you know. You know. Compassion, forgiveness. I forgive myself. Look, if you judged me, I forgive you. It's okay. It's okay. I'm reflecting it all back. I'm like a mirror in the sun, man. I'm sunlight in a mirror. It's okay. It lights up everything. It lights up. There's no darkness there. You know. The mirrors are good to use. Just like on my channel, there's like, walk each other home. That's a good one. There's little things on there that I put on there that sort of remind me, go beyond the logical mind. Empower yourself. On my channel, 1111S dash before I. That's so funny that I didn't even select that. I selected the ones, and then it was just, I don't know. And then it was like before, before I. Yeah, it was before I. That's kind of funny. Anyway, this is just a note to myself, and I just put it up there. So if someone stumbled upon this, that would be very unusual. Wow, I just saw 1212 on the realm of levitation. I'm listening to flotations right now. So anyway, yeah, I know I wanted to take a picture on the last one. I think I tried. I don't know. See, I don't even know if I could match all these pictures up. So I have to match the pictures up if I mention a picture. So I don't know. I'm talking about other ones that I made. Yeah, the first one's not so good with the pictures. It just stops, and then it's like 11, and then that never changes. Never change. So I could say, I could have done that better. Oh, that could have been a little better. It doesn't matter. Everything's lost anyway. Okay. Everything's lost on this side. See, it's how we interact in our karma, how we walk. Do we realize anything? Are we awake? Are we conscious? Do we realize that we're playing a character? When we pass away, we say, oh, I was just an actor. I was just playing a character. See, if we wake up and realize that, see, you could actually communicate now to the other side, to your higher self. You're awake right now. You realize that you're playing a character, that you chose your parents. You chose your mother and father. Now, maybe you're an orphan or something. See, there's other issues you could go into, but the bottom line is, for whatever reason, you chose them. Maybe you chose them to abandon you so you could experience abandonment. See, it's so crazy because of other karma things. Maybe you abandoned somebody. See, that's the way it sort of works. It is intertwined. It's intertwined like that. So it doesn't really matter like, what did I exactly do in my past? Just forgive it. Give it a little time in your mind, right? And what people did to them and that they did. See, the whole thing, go full circle with it. See, not only what they did to you, but what you did to them, and maybe that affected other people that you're not even aware of. So you just think, well, maybe there's other people too. So throw those people in there. See, just expand your thought. See, I'm talking to myself, so I want to expand my thought, on my forgiveness process for my past and the family tree. Again, I talked about that. Everybody. And then myself, of course. That should be the first thing. I forgive myself. Then I'm able to forgive my past. I got to start here. I got to start somewhere. Myself now. I start now. I forgive myself now. Everything. Doesn't matter how upset. All my fantasies, self-pleasures, thoughts, whatever, the world. I forgive myself right now. Everything. Boom. Everything's behind me. Forgiven. Like that. But then, now, I look at my past. Let's see. So I just want to take care of my past. And it's like, yeah, it's good enough. Okay, I did it. And when things pop up, then that's my past. I already said I forgave it, but something pops up that I never thought about before. I'm like, wow, okay, I'll focus in on that and just take care of it like that. I'll say, okay, I did that. Yeah, I did that stupid thing. And yeah, if I could go back in time, like, in the time machine, I wouldn't do that. I would do this. This is what I would do. I would say that. I would say, this and this and this to fix it. Okay, for whatever reason. In that moment, before the mistake was made, let's say, or whatever was said. Or maybe I was abused and or who knows. It could be a lot of ways to forgive, back and forth, see. It's good to do it both ways. So after I do that, it's how I walk. In my future, of course, I don't want to create karma. I can do that. I might snap at somebody close to me, and I don't want to snap. Like, get impatient, get irritated in a way that, it's hard to, we got to process these. We don't want to stuff anything down, see. So yeah, sure, maybe I could exercise more, and I thought, oh, I should do this, and but when you have depression, sometimes you lay there and it's hard, and then you push yourself, and it's difficult, and you're going through all this, and I realized, you know what? It's okay. It's just okay. It's okay. That's what I remember. It's just okay. No matter what's going around, all the ETs and the distortions and the realm that we live in as the dream, the physical dream. I've mentioned that before, that when we pass away, the pain is the remorse and the regret. Like, oh, I regret that, I regret. So I don't want to create a regret. Like if my wife says, oh, do you want to go over here and look at this? I want to go over there and look at this. Yes, show me. Instead of saying, oh, I'm kind of busy doing this, So it's recognizing what we hear. Are we hearing? What matters is, when we time jump, one day I'll be gone, and I know that. So I want to make sure, I want to time jump. And so when the person is with me, I'm present. I'm listening. Oh, you want to look at this over here? I want to hear them, in other words. So I'm saying this to myself, so I hear people. So I hear people, what they say. I don't need to, confirm oh yeah, I did the exact same thing. No, I just listen to them. And maybe if they need that type of support, that I went through that exact same thing, then that could come up. But maybe not right that instant. I'll say, I'm sorry, or I hear you. I think a supportive message is I have to learn, and we as a world have to learn how to just listen and be kind to ourselves. When someone's nasty, I don't want to send myself back again. So I started communicating with my higher self. That's when I said, I just want to know the truth. And that's when the 11s started, and the 1010s and the 12. That's why I try to make all this stuff. Put it on YouTube, on this channel. So, one day I pass away, and then I send the master link to my nieces and nephew, something like that. Yeah, here's your crazy uncle. Maybe this will help you in life. So yeah, I'm just not a big advertiser. People just ridicule. Oh, it's crazy. Oh, that made sense, but you're way off over there. And how do you know that? You just, it's just ridiculous. Just look at it as everything that I've said. I didn't want to offend you. Okay, just look at it as a movie. You go to movies and they have all kinds of positions, and you walk out of there. You're not writing the producer saying, "Hey, that offended me. That little scene, that offended me. I don't like your words in that movie." Well, just look at this as a movie. Everything I said, it's just you're in a movie anyway. When we pass away, you're gonna look, oh, wow, that went quick, like that, snap of a finger, just like that, so quick. That's why every moment is precious. Every moment is a blue moon. Tick, tick, tick. Every moment's a blue moon. Every moment. Simultaneous time. Feelings have drag time. We don't know what that's like, being unlimited. Everything's instant on the other side. We don't know what it's like to have we're angry at someone, a grudge or something, hanging on, we drag that along. So we don't know what that's like that on the other side. We have no idea. That's why we take these lives like that. It's the heart and the eyes, always. So yeah, I just want to leave with this. The heart, the eyes, you're a being that lives forever. You are a creator. Everybody's a creator on this planet. We send ourselves back to learn. This is a school. When we pass away, go to the other side, that's another type of school. We make contracts with people. We pick these lives, we pick our parents, we pick our brothers and sisters and the cousins and the people that interact with. We make these contracts and we come into these lives. But life happens and it clashes. And then we create these negativities and then we try to fix that. We send ourselves back to fix it. And deja vu, we talked about that. We're carving out this timeline. If I move my hand right, the future self is just seeing that right turn. So my future self already saw, I picked this life. I know how I go. I don't know how I go. My mind is wiped. That's the greatest challenge of this school. Our minds are wiped. On other planets, no. They are connected to the source. This planet is the greatest challenge. This is Creator School. Earth, before that, was known as Atlantis. Before the creation, it was Atlantis, the earth, and now this incarnation cycle is created from all the beings of it contributed. They're like looking at us saying, that's why my friend and I, we realized that we're creators. I linked with him. He takes care of the things that I cannot see on the other side, because I live in distortion. I'm walking in distortion, yet I can still hold hands onto the other side with him and connect. I can connect with my mother who left. I can connect with other beings, other family members that have passed. I was watching a movie, right? I talked about that. And then at the credits, I'm just talking to my wife. I just like the music. I'm not looking at the little player. And I look over like 5 minutes in the music and I see the family member. My stepfather's name rolls by. I was like, whoa. And I just thought of him like a couple days before that. See, that's like the synchronicities. Like, am I losing my mind? Like the 111? No, you get it? You see, I had confirmation. Yeah, I have confirmation to act crazy. There it is. There it is. Right there. Perfect. 11101. Right there. I can't edit this now. Okay. I wasn't looking. This is the end, because I'm not going to, now that's it. What else could I say? You can say everything. I want to know this. I want to know that. Is there a silver cord? When you go through the light completely, it's cut. It's cut. You're on the other side. If you haven't, that pulls you back near NDEs, you come back. You leave your body when you sleep. I've talked about that on other tapes. Just remember your eyes, the tears. That's it. And you're an eternal being that lives forever in your heart. And shine a light in the mirrors.